least not on the job. Is that working?
Yeah.
You sure?
Test.
It ain't working?
It's working.
All right.
It's working.
All right. Now they're going live, so we can catch everybody coming in and shit. So just don't say nothing stupid. What's with the shades, man? Guy wears shades in the streets you don't trust. They wear shades in here. You know you can't trust them. Why y'all look so happy today? We almost had a good lunch. Man, I had McDonald's. Glad to have it, too. I love McDonald's, man. I mean, how far? I don't know. I think he, like every month he uploads them. Yeah. Hey, Steve, how often you upload these to the tablets? How often you upload? Huh? Are you GTL or Paytel? GTL. Huh? Every month or so? That's not a good answer. That's like a 2-month swing there. Every couple months. Yeah, they can go. They're live when we watch it, but every month we give them all our content. They upload them and do what they do with them. You can, if you're on the street right now, you can watch us on YouTube and Facebook. We're probably live right now as we're talking. But then, just McShin videos.
So basically you gotta be shown that people can actually see us.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you gotta have like you gotta sign a waiver or something.
I don't know if you signed something coming or not. I don't know. Ain't nobody said nothing. Jailhouse lawyer right here, man. Well, if there's money in it, let me know. I'll get y'all a lawyer, man. We'll split the money. I'm looking for a way to monetize this. I know one thing though. When we were only in 48 facilities, we had over 1 million views a year. Now that we're in all 50 states, it's going to be millions, man. We got guys coming to McShin every week that saw us somewhere in the country. They just take a bus to McShin, which I think is crazy. What's up, fellas? Got a little chilly out there, didn't it? Yeah, my friend called me from Omaha. It's like 10 below right now. That's pretty cold. What's up? Everything going all right? You boys doing good? Y'all ever take tests or quizzes? Y'all ever take tests or anything? Drug tests? They're hard to pass, ain't they? Yeah. You'd be surprised, man. Yeah. How often they drug test you? Really? Yeah. Moss, you ready to light these boys up?
I'm ready.
I ain't hearing you out of that.
Can you hear me, John?
Not really.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Take this one.
Hey, John.
Yeah. This one only responds to a man's voice.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hey, John, get Steve to hook. Hey, Steve, hook me up on it.
Tonight's forecast, cold.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning's forecast, cold.
Hello? You got me, John? Yeah, I got me. I got it. You got me. What's going on, man? No.
Pick up.
What's going on? The women kind of short. Y'all kind of short. A lot of them went home? A lot of them went home? What's up? All right. All right. What's up? What are you doing here?
Man, y'all letting all that cold air in.
All right.
All right, Marshall, let them have it.
Let's go. Let's go. My name is Marshall. I'm a person in long-term recovery. Meaning that I ain't had to use today. Didn't have to use today. On any other note, I could have kept my ass at home. You know what I'm saying? But I got commitments today. I got commitments. I done made a declaration. I ain't just doing nothing just to be doing it. Y'all don't know this thing is a two-way street. It's a two-way street for me. When I come in here, don't take this personally. I see bad decision, bad decision, bad decision, bad decision, bad decision, bad decision, and you get consequences behind it. Consequences behind bad decisions. What I want to talk about today, man, for just a few minutes, I want to talk about growing. I want to talk about growing. All of us got the potential to grow. All of us got the potential to grow. Not based on my experiences. You got the potential to grow based on your own experiences. This is what you use the jail for. You can grow from this bullshit. You ain't got to come in here and be a number. Yeah, you can come in here and grow for this from your own personal experiences. What we've been doing for weeks, man, is we have been reflecting. Beginning of every year, that's what I do. I like to do anyway, is reflect. Look back. You can look back on the last week, the last day, or you can look back on the last year and make an effort, make an attempt to grow from your personal experiences. You know, you got some experiences out there. You know, you done had opportunities to make a decision. And what did you decide to do? I don't know what your personal experiences are. I know for me, you know, my personal experience, I went to jail 6 times. 6 times I went to jail. Then I caught a bit. And I'm in Virginia State Penitentiary, 500 Spring Street, and I had a declaration with myself. Man, I know I'm capable of doing more than this. I know I can do more than this. You know? Man, I'm lighting the fire under my own ass. You know what I'm saying? I know I can do more than this. You know? I'm just passing it on because the same thing applied to some of y'all. Look, me and John stopped years ago trying to look at an individual and tell whether they're going to recover or not. Trying to look at an individual and tell whether they're going to change or not. I mean, I don't know. The person that comes in here and falls asleep so you think might be hearing what the hell is going on. The person that comes in here and look like they're excited, you know, they might be gaming, man. You know what I'm saying? So that shit don't even bother me. I don't even go down that street. You know, who gonna make it and who ain't gonna make it. It certainly ain't based on what you say. You know, it ain't based on what you say, because I'm way beyond that. You know, I base your shit on what you do. And I know I'm not the only one. Your family do the same thing. They base it on what you do. How many times you done told your family, I ain't doing that no more. I ain't going to jail no more. I ain't doing that no more. Then you do it 3-4 times and you get here and you wonder why you ain't got no support. You ain't got to wonder about it. Just like you got experiences, they got experiences as well. And you know, and they be wondering, when's she gonna get her shit together? When she gonna grow up? When she gonna start acting like a woman? Or when he gonna start acting like a man? I told you, I learned that my definition of a man needed to be tweaked. You know, I see somebody like this, I'm like, man, he a hell of a man. You know, I see somebody like that, and I question their manhood. You know, shit, man is somebody, man, that take care of his responsibility. You know, takes care of his responsibility. You know, I ain't following nobody that's like this and got 10 kids and ain't taking care of none of them. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no man, not to me. You know, that's the man that got paying child support over here, paying child support over here, paying child support over here to try to keep his child from going through the same thing, same issues that he went through. The children don't actually come here. You done heard that 1,000 times. And then when we get here, you know that old adage about you want your kids to be better than you are. And you ain't doing nothing to help that. All you doing is turn the kid down. You know? But man, you can grow. Do you know why? Do you understand why? When you come here, you can't get no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes, and you don't die? You know? Because that's a message that I used to tell myself. That's a message that we used to tell ourselves. Man, if I don't get it, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to die. You know? You come here, they snatch that shit away from you. Come on in here. You know? And then you have to man up. And you know why you don't die? Because, man, when you are put in a situation where you can manage issues in your life, you survive. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to help you put yourself in a situation where you can manage your life. That's all. That's what the coach does. That's what the NFL coach does. Put you in a position to succeed. And after that, it ain't on me no more. It's on you. That's what programs are all about now. It's on you. You go in there with no intentions of doing anything that they ask you to do, and then you'll turn around and say, man, that shit don't work. Man, I wish you could have went to the meeting with me Saturday morning. I'm talking about almost 10 dudes in there had over 30 years clean. You can't tell me that it don't work. Not based on my experiences. I see it all the time. Man, this thing is working, man. I'm just inviting you into it. You know, put a little growth under your belt, man. What was I doing today? I was looking at the tennis match. I was looking at the young girl, Coco, and the young dude, Alvarez. Go back 30 years, I thought tennis and golf were the most boring games anybody ever thought of. Who the hell would have hit a ball 250 yards and then you got to walk and find it? Hey, what's fun about that? You know, as it is today, I love that shit. I love it. It was something I hadn't done before and I didn't know. My mind was boxed in. And I know some of y'all probably the same way. I ain't doing that. Ain't no fun in that, simply because you had never done it before. John will tell you, man, look here. I passed by the golf course. My partner called me the other day. He said, Marshall, it's like 30-something degrees outside, man. He said, so many people's on the golf course. I thought they was giving away something. I thought they was giving away money. You know what I'm saying? It's a fun game, man. It's a fun game. I just didn't know 25, 30 years ago, I was going to have knee replacement surgery. The other knee need to be replaced. You know, ain't no more basketball and football for me. Bowling, golf. You know what I'm saying? You know? What they call that thing, John, when you be throwing it in the little hole in the ball, cornhole. Yeah, cornhole. And I made that shit a professional sport. And that ain't bad. You know, that ain't bad. But anyway, man, the topic is about growing, man. Try to grow while you're in here, man. You can do that. You can grow while you're in here because you're in a position right now where you can manage yourself. You can pick up a book and read a book. You do all of that. Manage yourself. Because if you don't manage yourself, you coming back. You know, my thing was, man, I don't want to come back to jail or penitentiary ever. You know, every 2-3 years I come back like I done did something. I ain't did shit. Start all over again, start all over again, start all over again. That shit ain't no fun. And that shit ain't easy. That shit is difficult. You know? So let's get with the program, man. Let's get with the program. With that, I'm going to introduce you to somebody that had vision 41 years ago. No, 20 years ago. No, 18 years ago. Somebody had a vision to start a program. That's still unbelievable, man. John Shinhauser. This man started Max
Thank you, Marshall. That was 19 and a half years ago.
19 and a half. I got you. Love this guy. I thought I'd never say that to another man. Yeah.
That's a
white man at that.
You know, you see him coming here with his cane, right? Last week on the golf course, he ain't had no cane. I'm thinking, oh shit, he done set me up, man. We actually broke even on the last hole.
The cane is just in case.
You know, y'all might find this hard to believe, but you know, I don't know how many of you have been in my house, but I got a beautiful house, beautiful wife. I really got it made, but I can't wait to get up out here on Tuesday nights, man. It's hard to believe. And everything I own, everything I'm about, I wouldn't have if I didn't keep going back to where it started for me. And a very similar situation. And one thing I learned in early recovery was always keep it green. The minute you think you know everything, like a fruit, you're going to rot. But if you keep it green, never forget where you come from, that can be your greatest asset moving forward. You know, I run across a lot of folks, man, they think they ruined their life. You know, they think they look back and they did so much damage, destruction, they ruined so many things. But the truth is, if you use that experience to prevent you from making a bad choice moving forward, that's equal to a PhD. You can't go to college and get the kind of wisdom we get in recovery. Lived experience in active addiction is a great asset when you get into recovery. Trust me on what I'm saying. You know, yeah, I've been clean over 41 years, but don't think I ain't wanted to pick up along the way. But if nothing else, I remember how it goes for me when I pick up. Marshall mentioned choices earlier. You guys and girls, you all got a choice. And hopefully you choose recovery. While choosing recovery, it comes really with one central responsibility. Don't pick up no matter what. I'm a no matter what guy. A lot of people don't like to hear that. I get on Facebook and people scold me for saying no matter what. I said, shit, I'd be dead if I thought I had option A, B, C, and D. I'm a no matter what guy. Also, think about this. As long as I stay clean, I have a chance to make a good choice. Most of my choices in recovery are usually good, better, and best. You know, I've had a few duds along the way. Ask my wife. She thinks there's been a lot of bad choices. But she loves me. I know where it's coming from. But the minute we pick up, we no longer have a chance to make a good choice because all our choices are going to be get more. And because of our illness, our addiction, our choices, if it's to pick up, usually ends in jails, institutions, and death, and just total destruction. Now, I don't have to talk about the ends in jail part, but trust me, death is waiting on you. Don't let that be your story. A lot of things worth dying over, but drugs ain't one of them.
Thank you.
You know, a lot of things worth dying over, but drugs ain't one of them.
Yeah.
And if you think for another minute before I bring up the speaker, when you do get out, a lot of choices ain't gonna look that good to you. You know, who wants to have a record and have a hard time getting a job and taking on a shitty job? But I'd rather be working 3 part-time jobs at minimum wage than being up in here, even if all my money goes somewhere. Because the good part about getting a job,
Right,
if you do a good job, sooner or later you're gonna get the job. And then once you get the job, it's a game changer. So don't worry. God got plenty of challenges in store for you when you leave up out of here. You embrace those challenges, accept them as a gift from the maker. This is great, man. I got more challenges to go through. It's going to make a better man, a better woman out of me. You embrace those opportunities because that's what they are. And they're better opportunities than you got up in here. I was supposed to mention, I was talking to a guy earlier. He had a couple big decisions to make. Neither one was a good decision. It had to do with lots of money, I think. And I said, are you kidding me? I'm going to be at Henrico tonight, and I bet every one of them would like to have your problems right now. You got what's called high-class problems. You know, enjoy a simple life right now because you're going to get those problems when you get up out of here, but they're good problems to have. And as long as you're in recovery, I don't see how you can miss. Recovery don't let nobody down. But you got to kind of chase your recovery like you chase your drugs, and you won't miss. Speaker tonight, I've known him for years. Nice to bump into him every 5-10 years. But I know he's got a good story to tell you. He got a long history in recovery. He's done real well, and he was happy to come back here tonight. So let's give a warm welcome to Mike.
What up, Mike?
Y'all hear me? My name is Mike and I'm an addict. I'm on the silence for the addict that's still suffering inside this room. My name is Mike and I'm an addict. It's a wonderful feeling to be back down New Kent. Anybody know me? Raise if you know me. So, right, my story is, right, I'm gonna tell you my story, right? I'm gonna tell you where I've been. I grew up in the south side of Richmond, 12th Street, 17th Street, 15th Street, 18th Street, 19th and Hull, anywhere in south side, that's where I hung at, right? So this is where I've been. 17th and Stockton, Richmond City Jail, Fairfax County, Harrisonburg, Virginia, from Harrisonburg, Virginia, back to 17th Stockton, from 17th and Stockton to the Richmond City Jail, to Powhatan Correctional Unit, from Powhatan Correctional Unit to Camp 2, Caroline County, from Caroline County back to 17th Street, from 17th Street to Rubicon Men's Treatment Center, from Men's Treatment Center back down to 17th Street, from 17th Street back down to Richmond City Jail, from Richmond City Jail back to Fairfax County, Unit 30. From Unit 30 to Greenville Correctional Unit, from Greenville Correctional Unit back to 17th and Stockton, from 17th and Stockton back to the Richmond City Jail, to Walsall, Virginia, from Walsall, Virginia to Petersburg, Virginia, from Petersburg, Virginia to Butler, North Carolina, from Butler, North Carolina to Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, Federal Bureaus of Prison, from the Federal Bureaus of Prison to Newport News, Virginia, from Newport News, Virginia, back to 17th and Stockton. My clean day is 7/12/05. I haven't found it necessary to use drugs or alcohol, and today, you people. I made a decision, right? They were talking about decision, right? I made a decision, right, that enough was enough. I was tired, right? What I was tired of squatting and coughing. I was tired of squatting and coughing. I was tired of lifting my nutsack up. I was tired of taking showers with other men in the next. I was tired of people telling me what to do and when to do it. I was tired of people telling me, pack your shit up, you're getting shipped, you're going somewhere else, right? And what I realized, right, we play that blame game, right? It was my mama's fault. No, it won't. It was my dad's fault because he left. No, it won't. It was my teacher's fault. No, it won't. It was anybody from Richmond? Superman? It was Superman's fault, right? My last 3 incarcerations, Superman locked me up. Why? Because he knew where I was going to be at. 17th and Stockton. Right? So I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? Everything that happened to me, I did it to myself. Ain't nobody put no gun in my head and made me start smoking weed, start selling coke, later on start selling dope, later on after that being my best customer. Ain't nobody make me do that stuff, man. It was a decision I made, right? And look, I got everything that came with it. You know, I can remember, right, my brother, when I started coming down here in late 06, beginning of 07, my brother was in one side and my sister was on the other side, right? I was 2 years clean and I wanted to show them that it was a better way to live, right? And what happened was they didn't get it, right? But in the process, right, I kept coming. And when I looked up, it was 8 years later. And I was clean and sober. I had my own business. I had my own car. It was in my name. The truck was in my name. All the tools that I got was in my name, right? It won't in her, for a change, it won't in her name. It's mine, right? I came around, they told me take suggestions, right? And I don't know about y'all, right? When we locked up, when I locked up, man, you can call me what you want to call me, right? I function well under a controlled environment. I function well under a controlled environment, right? I did everything was asked of me because I wanted to go home. And then as soon as I get home, like that John Marshall was talking about earlier, asking God to get me out of this one. As soon as he get me out, what I do? I pick the pack up again. Back on 17th and Stockton, right? Thinking that the police that's down on 15, he ain't gonna come up here. Locked up again. Locked up again, right? So this last time, right, I was in the Federal Bureau of Prison. I was on the Air Force Base. I was a camp, I won't no locks on the doors and you can go out anytime. And I was like, damn, I can leave, but you had to have a certain ID to get back on that base, right? And I was like, man, that ain't no option, right? I realized, right, that my mother won't with me. My wife today, she won't with me, right? And every time I get locked up, I'm by myself. Asking God again, let me get out this one. I ain't gonna do it again. I ain't going back on 17th and Stockton. I'm gonna go, So what I did was, when I came home when I was in the federal system, right, everything that they had for me to do, I put my name on it. Building my credit. 40-hour drug program, light construction, buildings and grounds. I put my name on everything, right? Because there was no way that I was coming back. I was tired, man. I came home at 36 years old. I was tired. How much more do I have to put myself through based on how I feel? But that's what it was all about. How I felt. How I felt what on? Thinking or feeling inadequate, unloved, loneliness, some more of them. And I won't, look, that ain't the way we supposed to feel at 36 years old. So I said, I'm gonna go to meetings. So my wife, she's an NA, and I started going to meetings, right? And at first, right, I always was somebody else. I was her boyfriend, then I was Bernard, I was Lil Bernard, then I became Lil Bracy. Then when coming down here, I became Suge Knight, and John was T.I. I was 321 pounds, right? And I just been open to suggestions. At 36 years old, I'm open to suggestions, right? Marshall, I had child support up here, right? So I used to suffer from an image, right? I used to have an image. I used to have a couple of face masks on, and then by staying in Narcotics Anonymous, they slowly dropped off. Right? I still have an image sometimes, when I put my clothes on and my jewelry, I still, but it ain't as bad as it used to. Today, my image is, I don't give a fuck what you think about me or how you feel. My thing is, how can I help you in your recovery process? Because it works. It works. You know how many blues I done had on, man? All them places I went to was blues. Until I went to Petersburg and it changed the colors to green. Just look, this right here is my home. 13 and a half years inside jails, institutions, and prison, man. I successfully completed 3 drug programs. I told you I function well in a controlled environment. It's when I leave. I have took them dues off so many times, man, and told God, look, get me this one. I studied Islam, started with the Nation of Islam, and cleaned myself up, right? And what I did. Soon as I took them blues off, I left the God of my understanding in them blues. And I went back out on 17th and Stockton to do my will again. And I don't know about y'all, man, but every time I go against God, man, he has been allowing me to come to a place where I can sit down and I can rethink my thoughts. Do I really want to be a career criminal? Because that's what the federal judge told me. He said, Mr. Hart, if you come back, you'll be considered a career criminal. And he said, your time started at 15 to life. I don't know about y'all, but at 36 years old, 15 to life don't sound real good. It don't sound good, man. So I took suggestions, right? I got involved, right? The best thing that happened to me, and I'm gonna tell y'all, the best thing that happened to me, I came down here with another addict to do a group like this, right? And the next day he said he won't doing it no more. So you know what I said? I said, how do I take over from where you leaving out? And he said, call Michael Thomas. I said, call who? Michael Thomas? Yeah, that was the basketball coach when I was in my first program. I know him. So I called him. I did my paperwork. I grabbed John, did the paperwork. And from that day on was the best decision I ever made, right? Because it reminded me. Look, like John said, on Thursdays at 6 o'clock, I had somewhere to go every Thursday at 6 o'clock for 8 years. And I told John it was free. He said, me too. And I said free because they had started paying people to do what we doing. And I just wanted a cipher. I just wanted, $20, gas, That's all I want. But then what happened was I got a job in the field. In the same place where I met Michael Thomas at, I got a job there. Okay. So now I done went from Federal Bureau of Prison to the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous to a job inside a male's drug treatment center. And I was like, wow. By me making one decision to give up the low cost of high living. To give up the low cost of high living and live life on life terms, man. I got a female friend. You know what she say? She say, Marsha, this the shit we supposed to been doing anyway. Is there other stuff that we ain't supposed to be doing? We don't supposed to stand on no corner for no 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But that's what we did, some of us. We ain't supposed to have been breaking in people's houses, stealing people's cars, lying to look, I lied to my mama so many times, man, right? I was one of them cats, right, that thought that I ain't never took nothing from her. I ain't never go in her pocketbook and took her money. I ain't never got on my belly and crawled underneath the bed and took it out of her. I ain't never did that. But an addict helped me come to realization, right, that I did. Because I went to her on a false pretense for some money. Telling her, look, I need to get this prescription filled for my asthma, and I ain't never been to no doctor. Just to get one more. I lied to her. So I did steal from her. That don't hurt me, man. That don't hurt me because I thought, I was that son. And when I went to her and told her, right, know what she said? She said, I already know. Anybody got mama like that already know the shit that we done before we go and cop to her? She already knew. She said, I already forgave you. I'm like, God almighty. And I was at a point where I couldn't even forgive myself for all the stuff that I did for me, to me. I couldn't forgive myself. And when she said, I forgive you, I said, go. So I'm 18 and a half years clean, right? I haven't found it necessary to use drugs and alcohol. And today I don't use people. I don't use people to elevate the way I feel today, right? So that what it means is I'm not gonna step on your neck to make myself feel better, right? It's some stuff that I can do, some stuff that people done taught me how to do now. I ain't gotta cuss you out to make me feel better. I ain't gotta degrade you to make me feel better. right? Every time I used to go on 17th and Stockton, right, I used to be similar to what I've got on now, but right, the inside, man, inside was toe up. I was just wrestling outside up, but the inside was hurting, in pain, wanted to do something different, but stuck. All I knew was selling dope, going to after-hour spots. All I knew was the lifestyle and everything that came with it. You know how insane that sounds today? And everything that came with it? That means if I come to your neighborhood and you don't like me, we get in an argument, next thing we know, we shooting at each other. Every time we see each other. But then the police come and both of us leave. We don't say nothing to him. But we arguing over something that don't even belong to us. That corner won't mind us, man. Won't even paying taxes then. Won't paying no taxes because they ain't work. But today, I'll tell you about today, right? Today, I was a certified peer. I was a trainee for the National Institution of Corrections with the Positive Thinking program. Anybody familiar with that inside the Department of Corrections? The cognitive community? I was trained for that. I am an alumni of Rubicon Men's Treatment Center because I successfully completed. I'm an alumni of the Department of Corrections too because I successfully completed. Look, y'all might think, look, all that stuff is important to me. All of it. I was like, somebody asked me, how you do a resume, right? I said, you had a job when you was in there. You might have been a janitor, you might have been a barber, you might have been the cook, you might have been the baker. That's a job, man. That's your experience. I put it on that jump. I cleaned the showers for about 2 years. That's a job. That's your experience. And what I found out, you can't, look, your experience is your experience. Can't take it from you. Your experience here is your experience. I can remember being across there and we doing a group, and we do questions and answers, and a young boy, he was 20 years old, man. He said, Mike and John, how do you change location or your address when everybody in your house is getting high? And I don't want to go back. I'm like, God almighty. You talking about somebody being sick or tired. Everybody in the house was getting high. And he had to go back to that. And he had been in the program and he had taken in some stuff and he realized that what he didn't want to go back to. In other words, he was asking for some help. Help. I used to go to meetings, I used to sit in the back, like right there where you at. I used to sit back there, right? Because I had, I still suffer from an image, right? I still had a couple of face masks on, and I had some questions. I ain't want to go to Marshall and say, Marshall, how you do? So I sat back there until somebody, they said we more alike than different, till somebody started talking about it. And I said, okay, that's how John did it. Let me try it. And then later on, when I saw him by himself, I just eased on over there. Hey, John, how you petition the court to get your driver license back? How you go to the child support people and get another payment plan because the 220 is too much and you want to pay 110? How you do that? Help. Who's sick and tired of being sick and tired? Ain't nobody over here sick and tired of being sick and tired? I know, I understand. You don't want your boy to know that. You don't want your boy to know that. I understand. But look, Marsha talked about the man part, 36 years old. I don't want to come here no more. I don't want to be here no more. What do I do, John? What do I do, Marshall? Where do I go when I get out here? Who can I call? Can't go home. Where do I go? I own my own business. I own my own business. CMH Home Improvement and Repair. I got a nonprofit called Safe Reentry Program for men coming out of jails and institutions who ain't got nowhere to go. That started here. By that 20-year-old boy that say he didn't want to go back, my job was to get in position. To get in position so when you don't want to go back, you got somewhere that you can go and you were safe. As long as you don't use. And if you use, pick your head up, brush your ass off, and say, I need some more help. That's it. Who in here over 56? Over 56? Who over here over 50? 50? Okay, another question. Who in here got grandkids? That's John. Okay, who in here got kids that's under 10? Look, how much more time I got, Ma? Okay, so look. 3 boys. 30, 36, 35, and 30. One of them is down somewhere. The youngest one. Right? The other two, we keep crossing. You know what I mean? Look, I had to learn how to be a father to 3 teenagers. I was under the impression that, look, you take them to the mall, you buy them a pair of Flaves, you know what I mean, and a t-shirt that match that junk, you good. When they get put out of school, you step in and you take them back to school. Right? I was doing a good job with that part. But when it comes to talking, communicating, I was lost. I was lost. At 36 years old, didn't know how to talk to these 3 teenagers, man, that was growing. Right? They say be careful what you ask for, right? They say be careful when you ask for your kids back. Be careful when you ask for a relationship with them. Be careful when you ask for a relationship back with your mother after you done all that shit that you done to her. Be careful of what she gonna say when you trying to make amends. Be careful what she gonna say because it might not feel good. Right, so I'm trying to communicate with these 2 boys, man, and it ain't going right. Look, I love my sons, man. And I wish, and you know, one of my things, I want them to be in the business, you know, working beside me. And wrong. But what I found out, right? Just like me. Just like me. And what I found out, man, I ain't that bad person, but I still got some character defects. I want what I want when I want. This is my job, John, and you're going to do it the way I want you to do it. Not what you want. You're going to do it the way I want to do it. And when I found myself, you know, they brushing up against me. You know, I don't know about y'all, but my mama used to tell me, I brought you in here, I can take you out. So when they brush up, I used to get defensive. But the Narcotics Anonymous told me to practice some principles over personalities. So I backed up. I said, what's going on? Right? Practice principles over personality. Because my personality was, what's up? It's going down, let's go. Never back down to no fight or no gunfire in my sick thinking. But I backed up, put my hands behind my back. Say, what's going on? Well, Pop, we don't be. And after I listened, was open to the suggestion, it won't no bad one. So what I had to do was say, okay, let's try it that way. Let's try it your way. And you know what? It don't work. It worked. I had my money in my pocket an hour earlier. And you know what? You know, we got some money in our pocket. We happy as a motherfucker. Am I wrong? When we go from $0 to about 700 in 8 hours, yeah, I'm good. I can go and pay these bills. Y'all hear what I said? I can go pay these bills. What? I'm going to pay some bills? The old me would have been, yeah, I'm going to see where they at, goddammit. I'm gonna flip this. And you know what happened every time I go and try to flip? Look, I bought an ounce of dope, right? And he fronted me a half. You know what happened? I bagged the half up and I kept the whole for me. I bagged the half up and I kept the whole for me. Because I ain't want to be without. And it was good too, with that chocolate chip back in the day. And what happened was, I wound back down to Richmond City Jail, facing federal charges this time. Federal charges this time. So look, if you knew, right, one of my primary purposes coming down here, right, is to fuck the reservation up of somebody who think you can go out here and you can do it one more time. Instead of going to Louisa, you're going to go to Gooseland. It ain't going to work. Instead of going to Wookham Court, you're going to go to Mosby Court. It ain't going to work. Instead of going back home from anybody from North Carolina, instead of going back down North Carolina, you're going to go to South Carolina. It ain't going to work. Why it ain't going to work? Because you take you wherever you go. It's always been me. I always was the problem within myself. I came to the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous and the people were saying some slick stuff. right? I thank God for a dude from New York named Henrico East, and what he said was, and this is my favorite joke. He said, don't catch up, catch on. Right? Because so many times I came home from the Department of Correction because I seen you come through that junk with that Cadillac. I automatically thought, okay, I got to get me one of them. And what I did, right? I went to work for a week, got that check, and I went to holler at my boy. Because I wanted one of them Cadillacs that I just seen him with. And it always happened. It's all right for about a week or 2 weeks. But as soon as you at that joint and you putting that joint in bag and some get on your thing, on your finger, and you do like that, that's it. That's it. Might as well go ahead on now. Anybody did that before? Anybody can reflect on what I'm. They might have wanted no dope. Was it coke? He was bagging up weed and that little junk smell good. Next thing you know, you done violated probation. Your urine dirty that you caught on fire when you was. Anybody? I'm the only one. Look, man. John and Marsha talk about the decisions, man. Our decisions. Our decisions. Our decisions. Our decisions is based, to me, is brought on by the way I feel. If I'm feeling some type of way, then I'm gonna make a decision to do something. I'm either gonna make a decision to go and get me something that'll get me out of that feeling. And then when I do that, I continue to do it, and then the consequences come. Jails and institutions, a spiritual death, and then later on, when you're back over the part and you go in that two-man cell, it's still a two-man, right? When you go in that joint and that joint closed behind you, and you crawl up on that top bunk, or you crawl in the corner of that bottom bunk, and you start to cry, because once again, you're dealing with some feelings that you don't want to feel, and ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Can't put nothing on it. You definitely can't act out. Because if you act out down here, you're going back up there, right? In the county, right? You're going. And from what I know, from what I done heard, down here is much better than. They say that we a result to long term of misery for a short term of pleasure and happiness. That's what they say. We'll result. We'll take that. Instead of taking a long turn of pleasure and happiness, feeling love, feeling wanted for that short term of misery. Right? Anybody got life? Anybody got looking for at life? Right. I did that one year when I was there, about 3 dudes hanging their hands up. I was like, oh. So look, short term of some misery. Short term misery for a long term of happiness. That's what I've been on. So if some come up, I'm going to go through to get through. I'm going to call some people. Look, I need some help with this. It don't make you less of a man or less of a woman to ask for some help. I don't know. Help me. I don't want to die. I truly believe if I choose to get high again, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Because I used to love sniffing dope. But I know if I go back out there with them young boys out there and with that fentanyl and that other shit, I'm going to die, man. All y'all that raised y'all hand about your grandkids, well, it's a wonderful feeling to be called Papa. That's a wonderful feeling, man. When they come up and say, Papa, I got 10. So it's Papa, 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 hey, Papa, Papa. I love it. I put my money in it. I leave the money in the car, though. There's 10 of them. So I leave the money in the car. You know, Papa ain't got no money today, but you can get a hug. Got you for your birthday. That's what I look forward to, man. 18 years clean, I still go to meetings, just like they do. I still go to meetings because I still suffer in a lot of areas. Right? Real fast, being honest, right? They say the only way I can keep living is being honest, right? I suffer from a lust issue. And let me clarify that. I ain't jumping out of bushes and trees and shit like that. I ain't doing that. But I'll look and I'll watch. I ain't gonna say nothing. You know, my wife gave me direction. She said, as long as you don't say nothing. As soon as you say something, it's a whole new different stuff, right? So I suffer from lust issue and I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I don't look as much as I used to look, but you know, I'm a little glands, ain't you know what I mean? But I'm working on it, right? In closing, right? And I know this might be an outside issue, but Marcia and John to get me on. Look, I joined church, right? I joined church, right? I joined church, right? And it's been the most godly thing that I can do, right? I'm sorry, I had to go back over, right? Right, and what happened, right? I agreed to be an usher at the church. You know, I still suffer from the image because I won't put that white suit on with them gaiters, my little tie, and my name tag, and I want to sit at the door. Good morning, how y'all doing? Praise God, thank God, you know. Because look, I need help. I need help. They say ain't nothing wrong with getting outside help. Narcotics Anonymous did its job. It gave me a new life to live. It showed me the way. It gave me some tools. I got some females in my life that I ain't never slept with. Good females. Tell me how it is and what it is right up front. Look here, boy, I got some men in my life that would tell me, no, we ain't doing that. Because when you do that, this happens. So in closing, right? They say find one person, right? Y'all in a place where you can find that one person that believe in you and want to help you in your recovery, right? It's not going to sanction your shit. They're not going to laugh at your jokes when them motherfuckers ain't funny no more. And not laugh because you need something from him later on. I reconnected with my nephew, right? My oldest nephew. He's 5 months younger than me, and he stopped speaking to me because he said the men in NA made me soft. And I told him, yep, I'm soft, but I'm not going to sanction I'm not going to allow you to make me feel where I don't want to feel. So he stopped speaking to me. Last year, he called me and said, man, I apologize. So when you make the decision to stop drinking and drugging and acting out on them feelings and on behaviors, there's going to be some people in your life going to not gonna like the decisions you make. And a lot of times, those people are your family members. If I said anything that was bad, don't write no letter to the warden, to the sheriff, and said Mike was cussing and saying God at the same thing, because it happened. It happened, right? If I said something that, made you 9 times out of 10, it's because we more than like than different. And the reason why that you got bent out of shape, because you haven't yet decided to put that issue on paper or tell somebody, so it won't bother you no more. So I don't say this, so you ain't no need to write in the sheriff. And as a matter of fact, she already getting it, right? So if I said anything, it's more like than different. If I said anything that was positive, it comes from the God of my understanding. And just charge it to the game, man. Y'all all right? What y'all have for dinner? Huh? Meatball.
They had delicious food.
So what's happening is, for the consequences and my repercussions, that's my payment. That's what I get for doing what I did. Last but not least, right? Them people that's in the Browns, that got them uniforms on and open the gate for y'all, they are human too. They got jobs to do. Their job is to keep you safe and to direct you, not for you to get off on them because she ain't answer the phone, or because they ain't send that money, or because when you call, he ain't let you speak to the baby. It ain't their fault, man. It's your fault. Because they ain't asked your ass to come here. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Mike. Good job, buddy. Come on, y'all get better than that. All right, listen up. I mean, I heard a whole lot there, but it's funny. Mike was sharing. I'm thinking, man, I bet a bunch of these guys would love church, man. And then he mentioned it later. Of course, you can talk about church here. Anybody go to church? How many of y'all church goers? Man, I tell you what, I know them Baptists on Wednesday night, they got the best throwdown, man. So going to church, you're going to eat good one day a week.
Yeah.
But anyways, we want to thank the sheriff, of course, for letting us come out here religiously, even though this ain't church. Obviously, thank the COs for all the hard work you do. So let the sheriff know we really appreciate it. And I know y'all on a time crunch here. Marshall, you got anything?
I just want to say the message that resonated with me was ask for help. There you go. There you go. Hey, and I don't know if y'all know it or not, but Mike dropped the nugget, man. He dropped the nugget for men to get out and they ain't got nowhere to go. Go to a meeting and find Mike.
I got a quick pop quiz before we break. Anybody know what happened on January 16th, 1980? That's the day I enlisted in the Marine Corps. Now, here's the best part. January 18th, I was in boot camp. Back then, you could enlist one day and 2 days later be on the yellow feet print and asking God, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Hey, let's give Mike another hand, man. Let's give Mike another hand. Thank you, Jarvis. All right. Way to go, Mike.